Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have a swatch and review of a brand new collection from a brand that is totally new to me. They just opened back in February, I believe, and this is the Sylvanclaw Spelunking collection. Before we hop into that though, of course, I have to show you the earring of the day. So these are, if you guys don't know, from the Quiznos sub commercial. They're called the Sponge Monkeys. And it says they've got a pepper bar. They got a pepper bar! And I got these earrings, I believe it is Amanda sent me this listing, and I will put the brand down below because I literally always forget the name of them, but they're like local to me. But if you don't know, I have to watch this video like once a week because I'm obsessed with it. I want to turn these into like actual dangly earrings because these are in my like second hole. I have 10 holes in each ear, and like the bottom one is stretched. So I want to turn them into, you know, hanging earrings so I can just slip them right through there. But I couldn't resist the Sponge Monkeys. They got a pepper bar. They do. But yeah, with that very important announcement out of the way, the Sylvanclaw Spelunking collection. This is a very sparkly, very fun, 6-piece, very bright, punchy colors collection. The brand reached out to me and asked me if I would like to give them a try with this collection coming out. And what I really liked when the brand reached out to me was the maker sent me this whole kind of like introduction of themselves and the brand and like what they stood for and things like that. And that was really cool because I like to know that kind of stuff about, like whenever I'm like learning about brands, I like the kind of behind the scenes stuff. So just like hearing about their inspiration, which they describe themselves as a very like whimsical brand, which I definitely agree with. A lot of their stuff seems to be inspired by nature, but it's not, I guess, I shouldn't say like nature is dull, like, because I love nature too, but like in the Midwest, sometimes you just get a very like dull sense of what nature is if you're not like going on hikes and things like that. So like getting like a lot of like the really bright, punchy, fun kind of like, look at this guy, like these types of colors from nature. I love that. And I love that kind of inspiration. So I'm excited to see what else they come out with. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we got to talk about this collection. A couple other things I wanted to show you before I get into the swatches is I saved one of the boxes. I don't save every box that I get for nail polish because that would just get kind of very cluttered. But I wanted to show you guys the unit carton because obviously some thought went into, you know, the design here. And you can see their little logo on the top. That's really fun. I like that kind of viney, fancy lettering. And then on the back, they just put a sticker with the name of the polish and then all the ingredients. And looks like, obviously, like flammable, vegan, not tested on animals, and like 24 months after opening. But we all know that's a suggestion, right? And they also sent me a little sticker, which is their brand name, which you guys know I love these because I turn them into magnets and put them on my nail polish drawers. So let me show you the live swatches, the full hand swatches, and then I will talk about my thoughts, feelings, and a couple of notes that I had on some of the polishes at the end. So up first we have Walled In, which is described as a cinnamon brown linear holographic with red shimmer. And this, it definitely is that kind of perfect cinnamon brown. I feel like this is such a great fall color, but it's a little bit warmer brown. So even in the, I mean, you can wear colors whenever you want. There's no nail polish police. But this fully opaque in 2 coats. You can see I only did 2 for the live swatch, and it's really, really good coverage. 2 coats here as well. It looks beautiful. I love a good brown. Then we have Quartzy, which is described as a warm pink shimmer with scattered holographic glitter. It's just like this very fairy, fun, bubblegummy pink. And all of that hollow glitter just really makes it feel more light and dainty, but the color is still kind of punchy, still fun. It's not like one of those barely there types of dainty pinks. So I really, really like this pink, and I'm showing this in 3 coats, both in the live swatch and the full hand swatch. I feel like maybe you could get away with 2 if you had shorter nails, but my nails are getting on the long side, so I would probably wear this with a blurring base. Then we have Sun Haze, one of my favorites in the collection, a sunshine orange with golden shimmer. And it just has this very like multifaceted, like double layer tone of orange. I'm doing 3 coats just because it is a little bit sheerer, but it's just, it reminds me of like an orange soda color. I saw it and I was like, I kind of want to drink this, but don't eat nail polish. That's one thing I've learned while doing this channel is don't consume the nail polish. But just look at this. It's so pretty. And here it is on 3 coats. I feel like I got almost full coverage. You can barely see that nail line. The green is called Brio Fight Me. This is 2 coats in the full hand swatch, but I'm showing you at 3 here in the live swatch. It has these really fun irregular shaped glitters in there. It's described as an apple green with golden shimmer and green irregularly shaped holographic glitters. And I love these irregularly shaped glitters. I forgot how much I like these. I don't come across these super often in polishes, but I wish that more polishes would incorporate them because they just add kind of a fun visual effect here. This is Secrets Below, and oh my gosh, this one is stunning. It's described as an aqua teal jelly base with a teal to blue to purple shifting shimmer and green irregularly shaped hollow glitters. We got those goofy glitters in there again. And it's just like this fun combo of this green and blue, very earth feeling to me, you know, like looking at Earth from space. And with those 3 coats, it really packs on. There's just so much stuff in this polish. You know me, I love a stuff-filled polish. And here it is on 3 coats. It's a very eye-catching polish. And last in the collection is Drip Drop, which is another kind of bluey green. This is described as having gold reflective glitters, scattered hollow, blue iridescent flakes, and a teal to blue to purple shifting shimmer suspended in a clear base. Now, despite that clear base, I found that on 3 coats, I got it almost fully opaque on my nail length. Again, a blurring base would help, but I really don't think that you need it. The nail line is barely visible, and those flakes are just so glowy. I cannot get over this polish. So what did you guys think of this collection? Have you heard of this brand? Because when they reached out to me, that was the first time I remember seeing them. I know they're fairly new, and you know, I'm not spending as much time scrolling through Instagram, so that's probably why I haven't seen them. But I'm so glad they reached out to me because as I was swatching these, I was like, how am I even going to pick a favorite? Which usually when I look at a collection, I can tend to tell what my favorite is going to be. And just looking at this one, like right off the bat, I was like, the orange Sun Haze. And it definitely is. But there are a couple of close contenders and one that really shocked me as far as how much I actually liked it. So Walled In, which is this, they described it as like a cinnamon brown with red shimmer. And it's got like a brown, like linear hollow, cinnamon brown linear hollow with red shimmer is how it was described. I can do this. And honestly, I love a funky brown and I loved the way that red shimmer played with the brown. And so like you can see that red shimmer reflecting in the bottle. I really like this. I think it's going to be a great like transition into fall color. Obviously you can wear whatever color you want whenever. Sometimes when I'm in a mood, you know, with the season, that just kind of translates to my polish. So this one I was kind of surprised that I loved as much as I did. And then this Drip Drop shade in the bottle, I was like, I'm not a big like icy blue or pale blue lover. I like a richer blue or a more saturated blue. But when I started to paint my nails with this, I was like, oh my God, okay, hold on. I call it the sleeper hit. It was just the flakes and the shimmer. It just really drew the colors out when it's on the nail. Like in the bottle, it's fine. On the nail, I layered it in 3 coats and it just really got punchy. I don't know how to describe it. I think it was just the shimmer and then those kind of metallic-y flakes. I'm like playing with it in the light like a toddler. They just elevate this to a level that I didn't expect. So you can't always judge a polish by the bottle, which is something I'm very guilty of. Once you get it on the nail, it can be a completely different ball game. So out of all of these polishes, I mean, like, These three are definitely my favorite, but I really like Secrets Below, so these four are definitely my favorite. And then I really like the name of the green Brio Fight Me. Like, I just think that's really funny. So, you know, they're all just so good. And then like Quartzy is just the perfect like little fairy pink. It's just so like gentle and I don't know why, but it's like lacy feeling. You know what I mean? Like it's just got that like lacy doily kind of vibe. So it's just like everything is just once again, I just love fitting a lot of polishes in my hand, but like they're just all so pretty. And like the orange, okay? I put this on my nails and Rob had come home early while I was swatching and he came into my room to bother me. And I was like, doesn't this look like sparkly Cheetos? And he was just like, what is wrong with you? But it does. It's like the perfect Cheeto dust orange, but it's packed with shimmer. And so when it's on the nail, it's like you've almost got like two different levels of orange going on because you have the orange base and then the kind of orangey yellow lighter shimmer. So it just looks so, it's got so much depth to it. I feel like if a normal person heard me talk with so much passion about nail polish, they would be like, what is going on? So this collection, by the time you've seen this video, will already have been released. It released on August 8th, which on the day I'm posting it was yesterday. And they will be $13.50 each. You can see the bottles are 15 milliliters. Maybe you can't see it. I don't know. I got told my videos have become very dark, like in the background, which I don't know how to fix that. So you're just gonna have to deal with my brightly lit face. But yes, $13.50 for 15 milliliters. And there were two big things I wanted to touch on that I noticed while swatching this collection and playing with this collection. So number one, the polishes were some of the easiest to work with that I've ever worked with. I tend to be really uptight about cleaning up at least like the edge of my cuticle here. I mean, like I want to clean up everything. I feel like I do a decent job, but I really want that like curved line to be really crisp where the polish kind of almost like fits into my cuticle line. I did not have to do almost any cleanup with any of these outside of me just like being a little bit wacky on the sides of my nails with the brush, because the brush shape is so ideal for my nail shape. I keep going for this orange, but it's like the perfect kind of a little bit flat, a little bit curved, which my nails, a little bit flat, a little bit curved, perfect nail, like it perfect fit. And then the consistency of the formulas, sometimes you can have the most perfect brush, but if the formulas are too thick or too thin, they might bunch up somewhere or run to the sides of the nails. These were like Goldilocks just right, where I painted it down, it stayed, but I could manipulate it if I needed to without fighting it. So it didn't run into the sides of my nails. I didn't have to like force it around and accidentally push it into my cuticles. I felt like these were, it's just like a perfect storm of formula and the brush, and it just made me so happy because I don't like cleaning up, you know, because I paint my nails over and over and over again to take these swatch pictures, and you can see as it progresses, no matter how much oil I put on, they just get like drier and drier and drier. So the less I have to clean up my nails, the better for these pictures. And so Sylvanclaw, you saved my cuticles that day because I didn't have to do any cleanup outside of like maybe one polish where I slathered it on my skin. So that was a huge positive for me. There's one that, like, for me, it's not a negative because I don't care about this thing, but I feel like it bears mentioning because I know there are many people who do, and it pertains to the orange. So, as I mentioned, I take pictures over and over and over again. This was the third swatch I did because I like to do them in rainbow order for some reason. So this was the third swatch I did. I swatched Walled In, which was the brown hollow, followed by Quartzy, which is the pink, and then for the third swatch, I swatched Sun Haze. When I am doing my swatch photos, I wear the polish for no more than 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes is pushing it because it's like application time, cleanup time, and then I take a bunch of pictures and then I immediately wipe it off and I go to the next one. So unless I'm ditzing around and doing other stuff at the same time, which I wasn't for these, I would say I wore this for a maximum of 20 minutes. And when I took the orange off, my fingers were starting to stain pink. And I was really shocked because I've never had a polish stain me in that short of a time frame. So I took some pictures just so you guys could see. Here is the pink. It was really not super dark, but that was only after 20 minutes. So I don't know how it would be if you wore this for a week. And it was only around like the edge of my nail. So I don't know what that was about. I did clean my cuticles up shortly before. So maybe the abrasiveness of that area on my nail comboed with whatever pigment was in this just had a weird reaction. I don't know, but I painted these last week. I took these photos last week, and I swatched a whole other collection for another brand, which that video will be coming soon. But in the time between this picture being taken and now, which is Thursday the 7th, the staining is gone. So I think that's just the normal pink of my nails. So it didn't last more than a few days. And part of that might just be because I paint my nails like 3 times a day right now to get caught up on all my swatching. But I just wanted to mention that just in case. I still am going to wear the hell out of this polish. I don't care. It's a beautiful orange. There's not enough fun oranges in this world. And I think I've told this story on my channel once before, but I have a weird like connection. Like I have a weird draw to oranges because when I was a kid, my grandfather, who was my mother's father, I was very close to, and he was in and out of the hospital quite a bit. And I saw him like every single day. So I always wanted to like bring him stuff. And one time we stopped into the gift shop in the hospital and I saw this like tiny little like starfish with like a face on it. It was like orange. And I was like, yeah, I want to get that for Grandpa. Who knows why? Because he wasn't that type of guy. Like he wasn't like a cutesy. He was oh, there's a dog outside. He was like, I drink the same beer and sit in front of the TV and eat M&Ms and watch sports all day kind of a guy. He wasn't like that, but he loved me the most, so it's fine. So I got him this starfish and he was like, oh, thank you. Orange is my favorite color. And he kept it. And when he had passed away, I found it in his room and I still have it. And then thinking back, like when I was like 20, I was like, orange was not his favorite color. He just said that. But in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, Grandpa's favorite color is orange. So every time I see orange anything, I think of my grandpa. So for that incredibly long, pointless tangent, I guess that's it. That's all I have. So like I said, these are available on the Sylvanclaw website. I will have that linked down below. $13.50 each. They are stunning. If you have any questions that I didn't address in the video, please leave them in your comments down below and I will try to get to them. I'm trying to be better about getting to comments. Sometimes I post videos and then I'm just like, okay, and it's done. Bye. Like, I just forget that there's like another element to posting. And if you have purchased anything from Sylvanclaw, please let me know what your favorites are, if there's any like must-haves that I should pick up from their website, because this collection, I'm so thrilled to get to try another new indie brand. I have another newer indie brand coming down the pipeline for you guys soon, and then I might even have another one. So I hope you guys are enjoying me showcasing some of these brand new brands. I used to really be into trying a lot of new brands, and then I just kind of fell off of that, and it's a lot of fun to watch somebody put their passion and personality into something like this and get to experience that, and like having so many different options, so many different people doing this. it's cool to see just like the variety of personality. So like this one is very naturey, and then the next one you see is going to be on a completely different scope, but it's just as fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.